This is our 2015 Volkswagen Amarok. It's a 2-litre diesel and it's seen its fair share of Australia. You've probably seen this Amarok floating around at the Raptor stands across the country. Previously it was wrapped and covered in our branding, but over time the wrap started to look a little bit worse for wear and we thought this was a great opportunity to give this car a facelift. We're going to spend the next few days stripping the car back to its base and giving it a respray in Raptor. We're going to give you guys a step-by-step overview of the process and how to do the job properly so you can give it a go yourself at home.
So this morning we're going to be stripping the car down. So the car's got a little bit of hail damage on it and we're going to show you guys how to repair it and put primer on it and then Raptor.
If you live in Sydney, you'll probably remember a few years ago that was quite a big hailstorm. But unfortunately the Amarok copped a little bit of damage, specifically on the bonnet and the roof. But thankfully it's not as hard to repair as you might think.
So we've just finished stripping all the accessories off the Amarok here, so we're just going to get into it and give it a good sand and do some of the hail damage dents on it. So let's get into it.
First up, Sam's going to give the surface a quick clean and a sand using P180 grit sandpaper. Make sure the filler has something to adhere to. While he does that, the rest of the team are going to continue to prep and mask up the rest of the car.
Just a little tip when you're sanding, save scratching your glass, just grab some masking tape. Run it down your glass edge and then you can start sanding.
The hero of this repair is going to be Dolphin Premium Body Filler. Because it was quite cold here in Sydney, we mixed in the hardener at a 3% ratio. Depending on the temperature of your working environment, this may change. So make sure you check out our technical data sheets for the full information. If you've seen any of our other videos, you know we absolutely love this product, especially if you've never used bog before. It sands to an ultra-fine finish, it has excellent adhesion, superb feeling and build quality, and it's easy to sand and work with.
Okay, so we've noticed a few dents in the back of the tailgate. They're only small, so we've decided to use the Isopon P38 in the 100mm tubes.
It's a durable and easy to use filler that's been specifically formulated to repair minor dents and scratches in most types of metal bodywork. Straight from the tube, it dries fast, it's easy to sand and ready to prime.
So we've got a few patches of body filler over the bonnet. So we're going to be using the Raptor 2-pack epoxy aerosol today. Instead of going and mixing up the Raptor epoxy in the 1 litre or 5 litre, it's a lot more convenient to use.
To activate the can, take the red cap off the top, attach it to the bottom, and apply pressure to release the hardener inside. After we've given the can a good shake, we're going to apply 2 coats at about 30 centimetres from the surface. Make sure you let the primer flash off for 10 minutes in between coats. Even though we didn't want to wrap the car again, we still wanted to keep our branding on the side of the car. To do this, we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to put some stickers over the side of the car, and in theory we can peel them off, revealing the OEM paintwork underneath. To make sure we have nice straight lines, we're going to sand in between the sticker by hand. Now that the team's finished sanding the car, we're going to blow it off and degrease the surface. Now to break up the colour on this car, we decided to paint the bonnet black. So we're going to mix up some Raptor black, add the hardener, and spray it through a HVLP gravity-fed gun.
Alright, we're up to the fun part now. So we're just about to black Raptor the bonnet. So we're going to use about 1 litre of black Raptor, and we're going to spray it through a 2mm gravity-fed gun.
If you're doing this at home, make sure you play around with the texture on a piece of cardboard so you get the desired texture. We've actually thinned this one down at about 15% to give the surface a smoother texture. We gave this one 2 coats and let it flash off an hour in between.
So day one's done, we've sanded it, painted the bonnet black. Tomorrow we're going to come back, do a bit more masking and then paint it in Raptor. So a little tip when masking up moulds, if you're not going to take them off, is just grab a section about that long, put it down in between your panel and your mould, and then fold it back towards your mould. That way you're covering the mould and not touching the paintwork. If you're taking your fuel cap off to mask, stick it up on the window and you'll get the same texture as the rest of the car. Okay, so we're putting decals on the side of the car. We're going to paint over the top of them and pull them off once the Raptor's dry. But one of the little handy tips that we like to do to get nice sharp lines is use the Raptor adhesion promoter. We give it a coat over the whole thing. Once the Raptor's dry, we peel it off and you'll have nice sharp lines.
If you have any rub through areas, make sure you coat them in an etch primer. That way it'll seal the metal and leave a surface perfect for overcoating. Now we're up to the fun part. We're going to mix up a 5 litre tin of Raptor tintable. Once we've mixed this one through, just like the bonnet, we're going to thin this down at about a 15% ratio and feed it through the same HVLP gravity-fed gun. If you're going to thin down your Raptor coat as well, make sure you check out the safety and technical data sheets to see which thinners are compatible. Once we've dialed in our texture, we're ready to spray. If you've never painted anything before, a good tip is to spray all the edges and harder to reach areas first, as these are usually the places you'll easily miss. We're going to give the car about 3 coats of Raptor and let it flash off for 1 hour in between coats. If you're doing this at home and you don't have a gravity-fed gun, a great alternative is to use our Schultz or variable nozzle gun. If you buy a 4-bottle kit, you can screw the gun straight into the bottle, hook it up to your compressor and you're good to go. Once we let the surface dry off, we began to peel back the lettering. And since we prepped the surface properly, the lines came out sharp, and we think it looks an absolute treat. If you own a business and you need a tough, durable surface on your work car while still keeping your branding, this is a great option. It's tougher than any OEM paint, and it'll last much longer than a wrap.
As a cyclone, and my love feel like a strike.
spent the last 3 days transforming the look of this Amarok. We prepped the surface, fixed up some hail damage, and gave it a two-tone coat in black and blue Raptor. All while keeping the decals on the side using the OEM paint. After seeing the car back together again, we think it looks great, and it's going to last a heck of a lot longer than the wrap that was previously on it.
Job's done. I think the colour looks fantastic and so does the texture. And what do you think about the decals down the side? Something new we haven't tried before. So I think it's time for a beer.
A massive thank you to the guys down at VG's for letting us use their booth over the last couple of days.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.
For all the technical and safety data sheets for the products used today, head to raptorcoatings.com.au. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe and let us know in the comments section. See you next time.